Hello, everybody. Hello. All right, here we are. It is Wednesday morning. Kin is it's it's getting used to this. We haven't done this yet. Should we do both up? Let's be perky. We'll be perky. We're awake. We didn't do any coffee, but we are alert and ready for the adventures of the day. Not sure why our hair clip seems to be sticking up. So this is our first time doing this in this particular getup. We lost our hair clip. Is it still in our hair? We're a professional. Didn't you know? We are absolutely a professional. We know what we're doing. Sorry. Oops. Yeah, we as it was saying, it's never actually tried to do its full getup with the headset on. So this is an adventure for us as well. Absolutely. But today we are very excited. Ken is able to finally don the attire that it has been dying to don for over 2 weeks now. And we swear we did this before we started the actual stream. It was just that as we went to start, we were like, that feels like that's not really secure. And then we tried to fix it, and then shenanigans ensued. Anyway, here we are. It is Ken. It is your creature, your friendly neighborhood creature, who is now very sad because it just realized that there's no tissues and it needs a tissue. Really bad. And there's still a tag on this shirt. 1 second. Gosh. Guys, it swears. It tried so hard to make sure that, like, when it hit the chat screen, we were going to be ready. We were going to be like, bing, bang, boom. Let's just launch into it, y'all, and have an adventure with Christopher Walken and some murder mystery spookiness. But no, there's always some sort of snag. But you know what? This is what makes it fun, because it's live and it's all just goofiness. So hold on a second. Okay. And it brought the tissues over. Because we're not going to be suffering sniffles while we're trying to solve murders with retro goodness. Oh, gosh. Good morning. Anybody else having, like, the winter sniffles? It doesn't know. It had, like, a cold. It had, like, 4 or 5 colds just this season alone. This season was hell. It was bad. So Kin was not having a good time. And, it had its daughter. It likes to call her girl cub. She had been sick very recently, and Kin thought, oh no, we're going to catch it too. But then it seemed like we just kind of thugged it out, and our body just fought it off. Probably already had that one. And yet the sniffles persist. Anyway, today is the first day that Kin is wearing cosmetic eye contacts. And these are from Eye Candies. They are the Dragon Eye contacts. It had originally been tempted to get the cat eyes, but it was afraid that the paleness of those eyes would actually look too startling on Kin's, like, darker complexion. So it went with the green eyes. And anyway, usually on its online avatars, it usually does green or orange. So these are yellow and green. And they seem to be working pretty well. So we like that. And well, it was having a little bit of trouble, obviously, because this was the first time it was putting its eye in, the eye contacts in, and it never had used contacts ever in its entire life. So this was scary, and there was even one point where this eye had folded over in its eye, and it had put like more of the eye contact, so like a drop or two in the eye contact, which it's pretty sure that's what it was advised to do when putting them in. Um, in that it doesn't know what happened, but that one just kind of folded over after like an errant blink while it was putting on its makeup, and it had to put this one in again, and that was harrowing because it really does not want to get like some sort of eye infection. Um, we had just clipped our nails though, so we weren't like as concerned about like damaging the actual contact with our fingernails. Apparently, they're very fragile, but yeah, this is a new experience. So costume technical difficulties may occur. We might have to remove the eye contacts midstream, but we're hoping to get better with it, and maybe with time we might try to order more. But these ones are pretty cool, and it likes them, and they feel actually pretty comfortable. These aren't like the total like the eye contacts that completely cover your eye, the sclera that believes that they're called the sclera contacts. These just cover the what is it called, the cornea. So, but there is a chance of drift. So they've already kind of drifted just a little bit, and Ken doesn't really know what to do about that except to just keep blinking and hope they go back into place. Um, but yeah, so we're excited. We're super stoked. We also have some fangs that are coming to kind of complete the look. But so far, this is it. And this was actually originally what it was just going to do, but then it just decided, you know what, let's try having fangs too. We have a bit of an overbite though, so we're not sure how well that's going to go. As you can see too, we also have a new pop filter. So since we got Hawk, and not probably nobody's looking at Ken's socials, but on its socials, or at least Blue Sky, it had announced that we had gotten a mic and headset set up for Hawk, so that when we do co-op, no more are we sharing one mic. No more are we trying to quietly pipe game audio through the monitors. Now we'll both have our own audio that we can hear through the headset, and it's going to hopefully really elevate the quality of our co-op streams. But for now, let's just put this on vibrate. We can't be totally cut off because we are still the taxi for the family. And it is messaging somebody back on the phone because it's a professional, and letting them know to come watch. And we have our new contacts in. All right. So, did we put it on vibrate? I'm pretty sure we did. Anyway, today what we're going to do is we're not doing more Dead by Daylight. It knows that there's still drops, but it had a bit of an experience on YouTube. And, Ken is open to criticism. If you want to go ahead and tell Ken, like, and it should probably mention that specifically for Dead by Daylight streams, that, look, if you want to kindly give it some advice about how to better its gameplay, then, it will be open to hearing some kind feedback about how to do better on its Dead by Daylight streams. It actually really does enjoy playing Dead by Daylight. It doesn't want to stop playing Dead by Daylight, but it also knows that people are going to be people, and they want to have their super amazing gameplay at all times 24/7. And if you're doing even slightly less perfectly than somebody who's high up in the rankings, then anybody who's high in the rankings or has a lot of experience with Dead by Daylight will, for whatever reason, be really resentful that you were trying to stream or make content about it. So it got a nasty comment from somebody about one of its Dead by Daylight videos, where in the video, in the description, it had actually admitted that it needs to improve. But, we just deleted that. Ken does not have the time or the patience, really, to deal with such buffoonery. But just in light of that, it was thinking like, but we do have room for improvement. So maybe we will have a little bit of a pause on Dead by Daylight, unless for whatever reason, if people somehow start watching and then say like, "Hey, we came here to watch more of your Dead by Daylight content," then sure, whatever, it'll hop back on. But since things are still quiet, since we're still just doing our own thing, we're gonna kind of focus on the solo gameplay. But it'll try practicing on its own in its own free time. It'll try to watch some guides and try to like catch back up with the meta and what's kind of current and try to remember things that it had forgotten. Um, and try to work on its looping skills and like trying to familiarize itself better with the maps. And just to redevelop its game sense because it's lost it. It's been a long time. So, but we're gonna cool it on the Dead by Daylight stuff because we do want to showcase at least it trying to do its best. The other day it was just kind of goofing off with Hawk, but we actually, even so, we still managed to have some pretty fun moments. So, but today, as it stated, we are going to be doing. So just give Ken a moment. Unfortunately, did not set things up beforehand, and we're gonna have to. We also need to uninstall Bad Mojo because we're done with that game. Very cool game. If you want to get a more kind of like an elevated experience with it, try maybe getting it on GOG. It's only $5.99. It includes the soundtrack, which is phenomenal, by the way. The manual, the making of video that we had watched the previous stream, and also it might have some actual extra commentary. It's not sure. That seemed to be what GOG was indicating. So that was cool. But right now we're just gonna go ahead and get that one off because we're done with it. Let's see here, configure. So our install though, you don't have to buy it on GOG. We do encourage you to buy it on GOG. But it used to own this one on disc. It doesn't know what happened to its disc. But oops, what happened? Let's see here. That's interesting. It was trying to uninstall this and something weird seems to have occurred. There you go. Okay, so maybe it just was doing what we asked and we didn't understand what it was doing. Another thing we need to get rid of actually is the unexplained? Yeah, the unexplained. This one also needs to be uninstalled, and hopefully it is uninstalled. Let's test. We're going to test it. No. Okay. All right. Maybe it was just that easy. All right, so Ripper. Let's go. Series, all. No, not series. Which one? What do we want to put to kind of date added? Interesting. We were pretty sure it was on this in this collection, but it might not be. It might be actually the other one. So let's go ahead and close the Exo Win 9X collection, and we're going to switch to our Exo DOS collection. We have both EXO DOS and EXO Win 9X installed on Ken's computer. So Ken is booting it now. Hopefully everybody's doing well. You know what it should do? It needs to move over. Hey there. What's up? Miss Morgan Takewing. Hi. Always nice to have a buddy around. Yeah, Dawes, that sounds like some fake made up thing. You whippersnapper. You don't know the glory, the magic that is Windows. No, it's hell. Really, these freaking games could be a real pain in the ass. So we're gonna install Ripper right now. Unfortunately, with Ripper, that's something Kin probably should have thought about too. It needs to look up. The beginning of Ripper begins with the song "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult. So obviously, that's going to result in a copyright flag. So there is a way to make it so that you do not have that happen. In it hopes it's not like a big complicated thing that it has to like reboot OBS for. Twitch plugin. Sorry there. It looks like the yeah, okay, there we're back. OBS said that we've reconnected. Sorry about that. It looks like the oh no, the Ripper install is saying it's going to take an hour. No, wait, it's starting to drop. No, it's going to take around 40 to 50 minutes. Well, we'll see. It looks like it's picking up. That was probably what killed it there. So, sorry about that. We ordered a new Wi-Fi card for this computer, by the way. We were having kernel mode trap failure, so hopefully we don't have like a blue screen of death. If all of a sudden the stream cuts out, just give us a few minutes. We'll be back. It's because we're using a USB Wi-Fi adapter, and that can cause a bottleneck that makes Windows freak out, and then there's like a cascade failure with a kernel mode trap error, and it's just hell. So hopefully that'll be fixed by sometime next week, and that will not happen anymore. We've updated our BIOS. We got a new Wi-Fi card. After that, it should hopefully have been resolved. But gosh, man, we might have to figure something else out here. What are we gonna do? We could try playing 7 Days to Die. It was hoping that it would just be a little bit more like this. We didn't think this through. It's sorry. We're amateurs. Kid is an amateur. It does not know what it's doing. But it's happy for anybody that stops by. And hopefully it keeps like checking its contacts. It thinks one of its contacts might be crooked. That's the thing with these contacts is that oh no, they're well, no. Yeah. They're mostly okay. It's new to this whole experience. Let's see here. So yeah, we don't know. What we might have to do is just kill the audio for the game for the beginning portion, and then after we get past that part for with Blue Oyster Cult, we'll just reconfigure OBS to let the sound back through. It kind of sucks. Kid doesn't really want to do that, but we don't want to have copyright issues. Wow, this is going to take a while. Okay, so we're going to have to figure something out, and something that's not going to be an online issue. So we're going to maybe boot up some other game here. What could we do? Well, we have a couple of options. We'll have to update our stream title. That sucks. The joys of being live, the spontaneity and chaos and whimsy that is being a live streamer. So it's trying to think. Maybe we could let's do Halls of Torment. It's retro. It's fun. It's a cool game. We like it. So let's do this. This actually is an interesting game. It has like streamer elements that you can make it so that the viewers can vote on what upgrades that you actually pick for your characters. Computers are evil, Morgan. They are fucking evil. Halls of Torment did not open correctly. But we're going to go switch to our desktop screen. And